In 1968, the FBI quizzed Gambino family underboss Neil Dellacroce about the murder of Gambino Mobster Mike Scandifia. Let's check it out. I'm James Gladwish and welcome to OC Shorts, bringing you detailed historical snapshots of the American Mafia and other organised crime. Feel free to subscribe if you like that sort of thing. Today, we're going to take a quick look at the time when Gambino family underboss Neil Dellacroce got angry with the FBI. In December 1968, FBI agent John C. McGinley entered Neil Dellacroce's Ravenite social club and interviewed him regarding the disappearance of fellow Gambino mobster Michael Scandifia. As one FBI file states, Aniello Dellacroce was interviewed at the Ravenite Social Club, 247 Mulberry Street, where he was advised of his rights as set forth in the Interrogation Advice of Rights form by Special Agent John C. McGinley. Dellacroce declined to sign the waiver of rights, but stated that he was aware of his rights as enumerated in this form. Dellacroce thereafter voluntarily furnished the following information. Before we take a look at the information that Dellacroce provided the FBI in the interview, let's take a quick look at Michael Scandifia, the mobster who had disappeared. Michael Scandifia was a Gambino crime family mobster. Sources indicate that he came up in the crew of then-captain Carmine Lombardozzi. It is reported that in the late 1950s and early 1960s, Scandifia also served as acting captain of this crew. When Carmine Lombardozzi was in prison, Michael Scandifia took control of some of his rackets, as seen in the following FBI file. Lombardozzi, as a result of his failure to furnish the facts surrounding the Apalachian meeting of November 1957 to the New York State Commission of Investigation, has been in civil jail in New York City since August 1958. As a result of Lombardozzi's incarceration, Mike Scandifia has assumed control of Lombardozzi's gambling operations in the Bensonhurst and Flatbush areas of Brooklyn. Michael Scandifia hit the headlines in 1963 when he was accused by the authorities of plotting to execute several federal informants. Reports state that Scandifia had been working with NYPD patrolman Leonard Grossman to supply guns and ammunition to hitmen who were targeting 6 informants. As one newspaper states, beetle-browed Michael Scandifia, 43, reputed mafia hoodlum and suspected underworld armourer, turned himself in to the district attorney in Brooklyn yesterday. The surrender came a day after a veteran cop, patrolman Leonard Grossman, 40, was arrested in an effort by police to halt the execution of federal informers by a crime syndicate aroused over the spilling of their secrets to the FBI. Grossman and Scandifia, authorities said, were suppliers of guns and dum-dum bullets to hired killers, and it was necessary to take them out of circulation to avert the slaughter of 6 men marked for execution. Authorities acted to remove them from the potential murder market, a law official said, after police surveillance and eavesdropping via an electronic bug on a garage managed by Scandifia. The conversations, the official said, indicated the guns were going to be used to rub out those who might be a danger to Scandifia and certain of his associates. The indictments of Scandifia and Leonard Grossman were dismissed because, even though the bug that recorded Scandifia's incriminating conversations was legal, Brooklyn Supreme Court Justice Nathan Sobel stated that the placement of the listening device involved trespass of private property in violation of the Fourth Amendment. And then, 5 years later in 1968, Gambino crime family mobster Michael Scandifia disappeared. As one newspaper reported, Mafia mobster Michael J. Scandifia, once alleged mastermind of a plot to murder underground informers, may have been the victim of a gangland execution, New Jersey authorities disclosed yesterday. Scandifia, 50, who was involved in Cosa Nostra intrigues and legal difficulties, left his comfortable split-level home in Hillsdale, New Jersey last Thursday night and never returned. His family reported him missing at 7:30 p.m. Saturday. Also missing is his 1968 Cadillac convertible, described as copper-coloured with a tan top. It was the disappearance of Michael Scandifia that led the FBI to enter the Ravenite social club and talk with Gambino family underboss Neil Dellacroce. So, let's go back to the FBI file that documented a summary of the conversation that Dellacroce had with agent John C. McGinley. The FBI file states, he last saw Mike Scandifia about 6 or 7 months ago. On this occasion, Scandifia visited the Ravenite social club, and he and Dellacroce exchanged greetings. Scandifia was not a close personal friend of Dellacroce's, and they only knew each other from the neighbourhood. Dellacroce first learned of Scandifia's disappearance from reading of it in the New York newspapers. He stated he has not heard any gossip or rumour regarding Scandifia's whereabouts. The FBI then quizzed Dellacroce specifically about Michael Scandifia's possible murder. The FBI file reports, regarding the possibility that Scandifia may have been the victim of a gangland slaying, Dellacroce replied that he had not heard any talk to this effect, but that he had read of this possibility in the newspapers. Dellacroce emphatically denied that he was in any position of authority that could have approved or disapproved the possible murder of Scandifia. He stated that any information that he is in a position of authority in organised crime is only what you say and is not true. He stated that he has never had any dealings with or participation in organised crime, and that his only knowledge of La Cosa Nostra is what he reads in the newspapers, most of which he disbelieves. As can be seen, Neil Dellacroce steadfastly denies any knowledge of a possible murder. Dellacroce then dismisses any assumptions that he is an organised crime figure, and furthermore he denies the accusations that he is a senior figure in a criminal organisation. From the next segment it appears that the FBI dispute Dellacroce's claims that he is not involved in Cosa Nostra, which makes Dellacroce become angry. The FBI file states, Dellacroce became considerably agitated when his lack of knowledge of LCN activities was disputed. When asked about Carlo Gambino's participation or position in LCN, Dellacroce angrily declined to discuss Gambino and replied that he would only answer questions about himself. Dellacroce denied knowing any of Scandifia's associates, hangouts or activities, and stated that he had absolutely no knowledge of Scandifia's present whereabout. As we can see, Neil Dellacroce then angrily denies any knowledge of Carlo Gambino being involved in Cosa Nostra, stating that he would only talk about himself. He then doubles down on his previous statement about knowing anything about Mike Scandifia's disappearance. Regarding Michael Scandifia, it is unclear as to why he was murdered. At the time of his disappearance, he was appealing a 6-year conviction regarding transporting $410,000 of counterfeit bonds. He was also awaiting trials on 4 additional indictments. As one newspaper reported, at the time of his disappearance, he was appealing this sentence and awaiting trial on 4 other federal and state indictments, charging interstate transportation of $100,000 worth of phony bonds, evasion of federal income taxes, complicity in a $94,000 jewelry swindle, and an alleged $3,500 extortion plot. In 1969, an unidentified body was found near the town of Tuxedo in New York. Michael Scandifia's car was found not far from the body. But, as yet, there has not been any formal identification if the remains were those of Michael Scandifia. I hope you found that interesting. Thanks for watching.